All right, am I testing fate trying this a second time? Welcome back to Jackie's Moto Garage. So I thought I would bring you guys something special since I just hit my 2,000 sub mark, which is amazing. I never thought I'd be at this point so fast. So thank you so much for all of your support and everything. So today we thought that I would try loading up a motorcycle into the truck, but I am not going to risk my new Sportster, but I'm going to try loading up the Grom. As you can see, this bike is pretty pristine, so I gotta be super careful with this. But before I hop on this and try to load it into the truck, John's gonna give a quick tutorial or overview of how to load and unload the bike for you and mostly for me so that I can get a quick refresher on how to do this. I've never done this before. It's a little intimidating. Hopefully it won't be too bad on the Grom, but we're gonna give it a shot. All right, so this is what we're working with. Usually John will not back the truck up to the curb because he likes to work hard and not smart, but for me, we backed it up to the curb to lessen the angle of the ramp, and we have the ramp set up securely. This is a motorcycle ramp. We want to make sure that you're using the right kind of ramp so that it can hold the weight and that the angle is good for you. But this should be a lot of fun.
Alright you guys, so before Jackie gives it a shot, she wanted me to give her like a brief overview loading and unloading the bike. I don't think she's ever seen me do it before. So we're gonna take the Honda Grom. I'm gonna demonstrate how to load it up in the truck, unload it, give her a few pointers, and then we'll hand it over to Jackie and have her try this challenge. So let's do it. All right, we're gonna go with the Honda Grom. Take it easy today, nothing too crazy. Obviously, first and foremost, you get the ramp set up. Ideally, if you're in an uncongested area where you have plenty of space, and as you'll note, I have the truck back up to a curb. That's going to decrease the angle slightly so it's not as steep rolling up the ramp. Put the bike up. And here, make sure you're comfortable and familiar on the motorcycle. So, you know, get a feel for where the clutch engages, friction zone, brakes, all that. So the key is going to be, especially for a beginner rider, or if this is your first time loading up the motorcycle, take it easy, don't be too crazy, but you do have to commit. So once you commit to rolling up the ramp, you just have to be consistent on the throttle. You know, maybe gradually increase the throttle a little bit so that you can make it up to the ramp. Keep your feet on the side like this so that if you need to, you can keep yourself balanced, and just focus on getting to the top of the truck. Once you're up in the truck, you're going to pull in the clutch and apply this brake slowly and just come to a stop. So that'll be the first step, is loading up into it. What scares most people is just they're intimidated with the initial thought of going up into the truck, so that scares them. Jackie will explain from her perspective what she's scared of, I'm sure. And then you can also do a few roll-ups like this. Just kind of get a feel, you know, what it's going to be like when the front tire hits the front of the truck. Wear a helmet, you guys. Don't be like this guy. Wear a helmet. Just kind of getting a feel for it. This ramp can support up to 1,500 pounds, but you don't want to just like park right there in the middle of the ramp, because that's going to put the most amount of stress on the tailgate and the ramp itself. So ideally, once you start moving up the ramp, just get up to the, truck. If you can, have people kind of standing by just in case you were to fall like this, or do one of these guys, you know what I mean, or one of these. It's always good to have help. All right, amigos, let's do it. Okay, keep the camera rolling. I have a special treat for you guys once I'm up in there. All right, so we try a little roll up. I got butterflies. You know, things are getting crazy here. for that is once you're up in the truck, apply, pull in the clutch, and just slowly apply the brake. And that's part one to the battle. Now, you load up the bike. We're not going to do a tie down tutorial today, but you get the bike loaded up, and then I'll have Jackie come around over here, right about there-ish. Now there's always one way that you top off your load on the motorcycle. You get the bike loaded, it's secure, and then you do one of these guys right here. Graceful as a penguin. All right, I'm gonna unload it and we're gonna hand it over to Jackie. Good luck, Jackie. So, unloading it for many is scarier than loading it. Who would have thought? Am I right? So with unloading it, again, have people standing by just in case, especially if it's your first time. You're gonna want to kind of look back, make sure you're coming off the ramp straight. You won't want to fall off the ramp going one side or the other. So you're looking back. You're freaking out at this point. You're thinking, okay, I'm going over the edge. You know, like what has John got me into? Just trust the process. Front brake. I'm on the front brake. Feet are on the side. Just take it easy, you know what I mean? Have fun with it. Yeah. I'm having fun with the whole process. But the key with this, and it's nice with a lightweight low to the ground bike, is you're gonna have control. So the key with this is just don't let that brake off, otherwise you're gonna fall. Just kind of feather the brake slowly. Keep your feet on either side, and just pay attention where you're going so that you're not gonna fall off the side of the ramp. It is the easiest thing you've ever done, guaranteed, but do it at your own risk. All right, Jackie, you ready for this?
Nope. Just kidding.
You are.
I'll try.
Buddy, what do you think? Are you cheering on your mommy? You think she can pull it off, dude? I don't know. You don't look too confident. Oh, that's the smile I was looking for. I'm gonna see if I can load this guy up in the truck. Am I right?
Hey, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty. You're so sweet.
All right, dude. If we can pull this off, I think anybody can. Up, up, up. Bounce, bounce, bounce. There you go, buddy. Hey, if he can do it, you can. There's no excuses now. Oh, he's like, whoa, what's going on?
So I only have first gear on this bike because the shifter is jammed after John's last little ride. This feels so weird to get on this now. Do I remember how to ride the Grom? Need a Grom refresher course.
It's always good to get your feet wet, kind of get comfortable on the motorcycle. Make sure you know what you're doing before you try taking it off a ramp like this. Now, honestly, I have no idea how Jackie's gonna do. One of the things she struggles with, only because she hasn't practiced a bunch, is giving it a lot of gas as she's letting out the clutch, right? Usually, I even tell her to let the clutch out, wait till the bike's moving a little bit before you start to give it gas, just to kind of ease her way into it. So anyway, we'll see how she does, because with this, you have to give it a sufficient amount of gas to make your way up the ramp. Oh, she's just going for it.
I think my biggest fears are falling off the side and maybe crashing into the back of the truck, but I would say my biggest fear coming in hot. So yeah, I would say my biggest fear is going up and falling off. Going up stalling, or going up and getting freaked out, stopping in the middle and then falling off. Or, I guess, riding right into the back of the truck and flying over the handlebars.
So for starters, line it up straight and then just do a couple roll-ups where you just slowly start to bring your front wheel a little bit higher and higher, and then let it roll back. I don't think you're letting the bike do any work. So let the engine do the work, you know? So because you're fighting with the ramp going up, you're really going to be erring on more gas than less. So it's going to be more gas than you're used to giving typically from a starting standpoint. Does that make sense?
Yeah. This is freaky. You know, like when you're getting ready to go on like a roller coaster and you got those butterflies in your stomach and you're like, oh, should I really do this? Maybe that's just me because I'm freaked out by roller coasters, but this is kind of the same feeling.
You can, even if you're giving it too much gas, your safety is pulling in the clutch, right? So if you're like feeling out of control, you pull in the clutch, apply the brake. You already have that skill. So, but you are going to be giving it more gas than you're used to because you're fighting with the ramp. So it's going to feel like your RPMs are a lot higher because they are, but you're going up the ramp, so you're not going to be taking off as fast.
Right, so I'm still just kind of getting a feel for it, right?
Yeah, just get a feel for it. Slowly start to get your front wheel a little higher and higher and kind of roll it back. There you go. So it's kind of like doing a wheelie or trying to drift, where you're going to have to get a sweet spot with the gas and not cut it. Because if you cut it, then and you're only up here, then you're just going to stop.
Do you want me to just do it?
If you feel like you can, yeah, go for it. There you go. Take your time. No pressure. Just remember, there's only like 2,000 people relying on you and depending on you for this. Just saying.
Oh, no.
Woo!
I did it. It's not that bad. I hyped it up too much. It's really not that bad though. A motorcycle into the ramp.
What about backing it up? So the same thing, just cover that front brake. You're perfectly lined up, straight back. Keep your hand on that front brake and just keep the brake applied. With the brake applied, you control all of it.
Because I'm not taking any chances. And I'm going real slow and being real bouncy on this. If someone was watching me unload this, they'd be like, well, what the heck? Well, you know what? All of you guys are watching me unload this.
All right, so. Now, you're doing good. There you go.
I'm on solid ground. Woo!
Oh my gosh, stop! You thought you messed up, huh?
No. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Just kind of psyched myself out. But once you actually do it, it's not too bad.
Do you want to do it again?
No. Okay, maybe one more time.
Hey, you did it! You didn't. That's good though. You got into a situation that was a little like, oh crap, what's going on? You didn't freak out. You didn't dump the clutch and let the bike do a wheelie over the truck. You stayed composed and you worked your way into the truck. So that's what you got to do. Good job.
I guess, yeah, the main thing with that second time around is I just wasn't giving it enough gas, so it was a little bit slower and I was just fighting against the ramp. First time around, a lot more gas, so it was working for me, not against me. Alright, so as you can see, I was able to load the bike up 2 times. I think I was mostly in my head doing that. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I'm sure it would be terrifying on a bigger bike, especially the Dyna or like or a Goldwing type bike. I think that would be absolutely terrifying. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. It was a cool thing to try. I mean, this isn't something I'm going to be doing regularly. It's just something I wanted to try to see if I could do it. So thank you again so much for all of your support. I'm just completely blown away with all of the subscribers and the comments, and I am absolutely loving doing this. I'm loving learning to ride the motorcycle. I'm loving having a cool community to back me up on this and give me tips. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more cool videos, and I'll catch you on the next one.